Peace to the world. We are in the new Black Wall Street. Yes, I said new Black Wall Street inside of Star Status, which is a store that represents athletics and inner me.
Welcome to Star Status store. It is the home of inner me and athletics. Inner me is all about crystals, crystal jewelry. We customize the jewelry in the store if you want us to. We have bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and then with athletics, we have the world's first conscious sportswear brand.
Created sports logos and put it on sports apparel. So you can see right here, we have Mansa Musa on the basketball shorts. We also have the ancient Egyptian Kemetic Herus on football jersey, tackle twill, captain's tag, heavyweight mesh, all quality material, authentic sports apparel. And y'all come see us at the new Black Wall Street Star Status store on Choctaw Street. Peace.
Anthem on the track.
Zip 'em up, pour out a little liquor from the sippy cups. Yeah, the blickers tuck my chicken up. Mask on my face like I'm sick as fuck. Yeah, I paid for the bodies like nip and tuck, nip and puff. Rap niggas just live it up. Bottom feeders speaking lobster fluently. Opportunity seeking opportunities. Schools are hard knocks, never had to dodge a cop for truancy. Carry chops so the ops will ruin me. Popping toolery and a copper jewelry. Look, what? Pick on somebody of size. Look, Johnny a slide like Bonnie and Clyde.
We love. To this day. To this day.
Select we love. Oh man, let me know how that audio sounds. Let me know how that audio sounds, family. Love and light to the family. Let's go. All right. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours, brother Red Pill in the building. This is Melanin Mondays, episode 201. Peace to the family. Peace to you and yours. Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to another episode.
To this day.
All right.
To this day.
So the audio is good, loud and clear. We doing audio only tonight. We're not doing no video. I got to get my camera fixed, pardon me. But it's going to be audio only. YouTube had took my channel. I got a strike right after I did the 200th episode. They sent me an email the next day talking about they took the channel for 2 weeks. So, I'm back. You know what I'm talking about? They can't keep a good man down. You know what I mean? You can't keep a good man down. So let's do the roll call. We're going to do the roll call. We're going to do some announcements. We're going to do a little bit of building and whatnot. And then we are going to catch up on the times that we've missed out on each other. All right. So let's do this roll call. Let's see who's in the building. Peace, love, and light to everybody. All right. Shout out to everyone in the building. Welcome back. Yes. Welcome back here. You know what I'm talking about? They wouldn't even let me post on my page to let y'all know what was going on. But for those who have been reaching out and whatnot, salute to everybody. But yes, everything is great over here. Like I said, we just had a little bit of that shadow banning for an old video too. Some shit they dug up in like 2019 talking about medical misinformation and all of that punk ass shit. But you know what's going on. Seattle in the building. Shout out to Seattle. Dominica in the building. Shout out to Dominica. Denver, Jersey, Ohio, Crown Heights in the building. I see you. Los Angeles in the building. Los Angeles.
To this day.
Los Angeles. I got some good news. I will be in Los Angeles this weekend with RASHID. We are going to be doing a 2-day masterclass. Right at the, we'll be on Melrose right there, Melrose Avenue with the big boys. You know what I'm talking about?
Day.
Yeah.
To this day.
At Chaotic Tattoos, you're going to have the Chaos Magicians. We'll be at the Chaotic Tattoos, 2 p.m., 6 p.m. West Coast time. And I will be live streaming this event for everybody that's out there in the YouTube land. We will be live streaming this event from KTL University. So you could be, it doesn't matter where you at. You could be in Hawaii, Alaska, El Segundo. You could be on Pluto for all I care. This weekend coming up, or this strong end, I will be in the city of Los Angeles with my good brother, RASHID, doing a masterclass with that good brother. I'll be the live streamer. So the link is in the bio. Whoever wants to pull up, tap in. If y'all know anything about the Kabbalah God, that's a master teacher right there. And the information that he's going to be bringing is going to be upstairs. You know what I'm talking about? Definitely upstairs and worth your while. So for everybody in Los Angeles who've been reaching out and asking me when I'm going to be out there, that will be Saturday and Sunday on Melrose. Pull up. I'll have merchandise. Rome, Georgia in the building. Salute. Norfolk in the building. Salute. Iowa, Louisiana, Smyrna, Florida, Bama in the building. Fort Worth in the building. NYC in the building. SC in the building. South Kakalaka in the building. Buffalo in the building. 7 Mile in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, you did AT. All right, you did Stone Mountain. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Tapped into that mighty crystal right there. We don't even call it Stone Mountain. We call it Crystal Mountain. Florida from the bottom of the Mac. Brr. All right. Detroit was, Detroit, Texas. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Carolina, Metro Columbia. I see you. I see you. Columbus. I see you. Be more. Phoenix, Miami. Bermuda up in this thing. Bermuda, Miami. Okay. Where's all my West Coast people? All of my West Coast people. I don't care if you from the Bay, if you from South, if you from Long Beach, you know what I'm talking about? You know that, yeah. Wherever you from on the West Side, Arizona, I want to see y'all in Los Angeles. If you don't got nothing to do this weekend, I would love to see y'all pulling up and tapping in with me and the good brother RASHID. And just kicking it. You know what I'm talking about? Barbados in the building. I see you, Barbados. Illinois. Peace to Illinois. VA. PG County. All right. Brooklyn. Be careful on Melrose. It's hoodie season out. It's hoodie season wherever I'm at. So it's all good. You know what I'm talking about? It's all good. We invented hoodie season. So, it is all good. You know what I'm talking about? If it ain't rough, it ain't right. Tallahassee, Florida. You dig? Vegas in the building. Shout out to Vegas. Shout out to the Mondim from Vegas. Melrose is the new lick. Yeah. Dade County, 305. West Coast. Indiana. Yeah. Melrose, where them licks is taking place. Come and pull up on the Scorpion Kings. I'm tapping into that energy right there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm tapping into that energy all day. So yeah, man. Shit. So many things been going on. It's where do I begin? So many things been going on in the news every day. There's a new distraction, every day there's a new there's something new in the ratchet world. There's something new with the propaganda. There's always something going on. You know what I'm talking about? I wouldn't even waste your time going through all of the headlines of what's going on in the news, because when you look around on YouTube, there's so many other channels that handle shit like that. I don't even have to do the heavy lifting. That's something that's already been taken care of. You said this, yeah, the screen, my camera's jacked up. So I'm waiting for this webcam to come from Amazon. They had the Prime Day the other day. So we'll be back in 1080 DPI by Third Eye Thursdays, inshallah. You know what I'm talking about? Boston by way of Queens. I see you. Yeah, man. But shout out to the good brother AA. Shout out to Blue Pill. If you look on this page, I uploaded a video that we did on Friday. We did an Instagram live on Friday. Go and check that out. That was a very powerful build. I might have the brother on Thursday. I might bring the brother through for Third Eye Thursdays so we could chop it up before we hit LA and whatnot. And you get a better understanding of what it is that he'll be bringing to the table. But just knowing how he works, he can't really pinpoint how AA is going to work. He's going to work from spirit, and he's going to tap into that the bag of tricks that he has when it comes to all of those, because he's well versed in a lot of different topics. I'm talking about. So, but I'm looking at Thursday as possibly being a day that we bring the brother through so we could chop it up with the audience. You know what I mean? I'm not assuming that everybody knows who A.A. Rashid is. But yeah, you know, you said it's tough knowing your elders be stuck on the news and TV programming, though. Yeah, it definitely is definitely a challenge. I like to That's why I like to stay above water on hot button topics. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to stay abreast to what's going on in the world of propaganda, because even if you're not tapped in, you might not realize that there's a lot of people in your web or all around you that may be tapped into the fear and the programming or whatever the newest propaganda campaign is. So it's like it's always good to have a rebuttal. It's always good to always good to know the the 360 on some of these stories and narratives. And so you don't get, so if somebody comes to you when a student is ready, then the teacher shall appear. Somebody might come to you for some advice, or somebody might come to you and ask you, where do you stand in regards to some of these stories, and it might not be important to you, but in some people's lives and in their cycle and whatnot, it's very important to them. So, it's really something that and that's a topic that, that's all personal. If you decide that you want to even waste your time, you know, indulging in shit like that that's going on in the mainstream media, that's really preference. But I'm just telling you why I do it personally is because I know a lot of people who be tapped into the matrix, and they always coming for they always have questions. They always got questions. Okay, peace. All right, you met me with your twin. Yes. We were on Stone Mountain. Yes, last weekend. Definitely. That was a beautiful, man. Time been flying so fast. I didn't even realize that was only a week ago. But yes, indeed. Shout out to you and your twin sister. You know what I'm talking about? I look forward to seeing y'all on the next Stone Mountain excursion. We're gonna be going back on the top of the mountain very soon, family. I will make the announcements on this platform. I really look forward to meeting the brothers and sisters that are a part of this network in such a sacred place like Stone Mountain, of course, and other places that are sacred. I would love to meet up with the family, but we could start with Stone Mountain. You know what I mean? Something that's right underneath everyone's nose that they didn't even know how majestic this place was. They didn't even pay it attention. I know people that live in Atlanta all their life, they didn't even think twice about going to Stone Mountain. They didn't even hear the calling that the crystal was giving out. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't look into the history. They're not plugged into the proper networks of people that are giving them the right type of knowledge and information when they come to places like Atlanta. You know where the dope boy is. You know where the strip clubs is at. You know where the shoe store is at. You know what I'm talking about? You know where homeless people be at. You know where the funny boys is at. You know what I'm talking about? You know where the crab legs is at, but you don't know where the mounds are at, right? You don't know the history of the land that you on. You don't know where the black towns are buried underneath the lake. People didn't even know about Lake Lanier. Been going to Lake Lanier. You know what I mean? People out there fishing and boating and whatnot don't even know that there's a whole black city underneath the lake, right? People are like, yo, so and that goes for a lot of places where we pick up and move to, but we don't have no idea about the history, right? Because the indigenous history, because I did a roll call, so 98% of everybody in the building is from the continental United States of America, right? And the majority of us are an indigenous. I did the roll call, I did a shout out of all of these states. These are all indigenous aboriginal states originally. I would love to know the real name of these states. We should begin to say those and invoke those names. However, we move to these states and whatnot, and there's all of this indigenous ancient history, right? That goes way beyond slavery, way beyond plantations, way beyond civil war, way beyond the Mayflower, magical lands. these lands that talk to us, these lands that are communicating with us, these sacred places like trails and lakes and rivers and forests and whatnot. And then people just be aloof to shit that's all around them. They live around enchanted forests. Atlanta is an enchanted forest. People move out here chasing a dream, but don't even know what's really what the dream is built on top of. They don't know what the dream is built on top of. They don't know the motherboard that's powering the dream. Yeah, this is a red clay, and you could get lit in Atlanta, and stars come out of Atlanta. But you should know the geography. You know what I mean? Of that land that you're going to. Atlanta has gold in the mountains. This is a state that produces gold. There's gold in the dirt. There's gold in the mountains. This is a rich land. Florida, the land of flowers, beautiful place. One majestic, almost magical. Feels like you in the tropics. You could get tricked out of thinking that you in a goddamn, that you in the United States of America. California on the West Coast. Khalifa, you know what I mean? Arizona, all of the majesticness of the West. Those mystical mountains and whatnot. I'm like, the more we learn, not just learn about it, because the first state is to learn about it by either mouth to ear, right? Where you have somebody teaching you about it, or when you read about it. We should even begin to revisit some of the books that many of us read in high school and things of that nature. We were reading about these majestic tales and myths and whatnot. And it was talking about some of our stories and whatnot. And after you read about it or you hear about it, then you experience it. Now, after you experience it, you go through a whole nother type of experience where you start receiving messages in your dreams. You start receiving these downloads. The shit just pops up. The names of these sacred places, they just appear in front of you and whatnot. They make themselves known. Because I'm telling you, it's really, it's not just about getting back in touch with nature, but that is a huge component of my journey. I can't speak for everybody's journey. You know what I'm talking about? I can only tell you that when I started coming down to Atlanta, it was the year 2009. It was around 2008 and 9. I've been coming down here from years before, but it was around 2008 and 9 that I started going to the mounds and whatnot, the Etowah mounds, right? And then I started climbing Stone Mountain. And then I started experiencing information to come to me that it was really enlightening my whole, everything, about the majesticness of this land. I learned about the Yazoo land deal. I learned about the North Georgia mountains with the gold. I was like, damn, I'm thinking this shit is just simple old Atlanta. I'm not even looking at the depths of it all. So now I'm beginning to appreciate the land. Now I'm beginning to appreciate the history of the land. Now I'm beginning to appreciate what this land has to offer and whatnot. I'm seeing it for something a lot different than how I just saw it during the years of Freaknik and shit like that. And then it just started opening up to me piece by piece. And not just me, my brother Blue Pill, my one of my other brothers, the Ghetto Shaman, my brother KT, the Arts Degree. I remember watching his journey and whatnot, and he was tapping into nature and whatnot, and the nature, and when I say nature, I mean all around, you know what I mean? The water, the earth, the plants, consuming the plants. I'm talking about a whole holistic experience, consuming the plant-based medicines, consuming plant-based diets, going into the forest, grounding. You know what I'm talking about? Then going to places like the Caribbean, into the islands and whatnot, getting into that water. You know what I mean? It's just, it begins one place and you be so surprised how far this thing will take you. For everybody that's trapped in the concrete jungles, For anybody that's listening to this and you stuck on your block and you never left the perimeter of your hood, for anybody who's quote unquote scared of nature because of some preconceived notions that you don't belong in nature, or nature's not your friend, or you look down on it, I'm here to let you know you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled, and it's time to get out of that mind state and remove yourself from your comfort zone and put yourself in a place where you belong. And I would say that will be nature. That will be nature. And give, don't just do it one time and think that your whole life finna change and whatnot. We in the midst of a beautiful summer. Sun is blazing and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Dedicate the rest of this summer to really exploring nature and getting your mind right. And when you really pay attention to what's going on just in the world these days, the downloads that are coming through, the way that this sun is shining this whole summer. Our good brother Alkebalon 44 told you about this summer and what this sun was finna do, and these solar flares and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? These biophotons that's coming through the belt. You know what I mean? Like, really be present, be able to benefit off of what the fuck is given right now in these days and times, in the now. In the now. The sticks and the bricks is the best of both worlds. Yes, they definitely are. The sticks and the bricks are the best of both worlds. I promise you, you know what I mean? I used to think it was one way and I would overlook nature, but I'm here to let you know that that's definitely the way, you know what I'm saying? And all signs are really beginning to point to show you that you're almost going to be forced to submit to nature the way shit is going these days. Look at the fear campaigns that these people are out here with this food shortage and all of this other crazy shit. You're not going to be one to live in no goddamn metropolis. You're not going to be one to be living in the concrete jungles. You're not going to want to be living in the killing fields. You're not going to be one to live on top of no niggas. You're not going to be wanting to live on these hot ass city blocks and whatnot. You ain't going to be want to be sitting around. You don't want to be around public transportation. You're not going to want to be around lack. Okay? You're not going to want to be around lack, because when you surround yourself with lack and poverty and whatnot, you can't complain when you start seeing some heinous shit take place all around you. Like if you go into New York City at certain times, or Philadelphia, or Bmore, certain parts, or parts of Atlanta, the things that you'll be exposed to, you know what I mean? Shit, what did you think you was finna see? What did you think was about to happen? So I've read a lot of articles they were pointing to the fact that a lot of people are beginning to go back to live with their parents, right? They're beginning to shack back up and whatnot, similar to how different nationalities come into America and tap into the cheat code and whatnot and begin buying properties and securing their credit and doing many other things that certain people have to do when they sacrifice. Right. So people are tapping back into that sacrifice energy, moving in with their parents, moving back in with their grandmothers and whatnot, going back on the land, going back into houses that these elders own and have deeds to and whatnot. This is a very interesting time. You know what I mean? It's all depends on how you really see things too, because some people see the glass half full and some people see it half empty. But like I said a minute ago, the way that everything is pointing, I don't have to be a rocket scientist to say to myself, if I were to invest in about 100 acres of land, right, in these majority states where melanated people domicile, right, and have shown that they have a large conscious community, because that's who I'm focusing on at this day and time in these moments and whatnot. My scope is very limited. I'm looking out and I have my eyes on, and my heart and my mind is attached to people who I consider to be conscious, right? And I don't even know what that means these days, But people who are on a certain vibration and frequency, I can't save them all, my niggas. Like, and I'm no one's savior. Let me get that clear. I'm nobody's savior. But the people who I know who could conceive of the things that are being talked about and that are ready to make something happen, those people are on the frequency that I consider to be conscious, right? And it would be advantageous for a collective of us, right? An investment group, a collective of us, right? Crypto is going back up, by the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. It'll be advantageous for a collective of us to begin to purchase hundreds of acres of fertile, right, land outside of the metropolis. And we could begin to look at the models that are being already created by Hereafter Farms, right? The other what was that? The Somerville community out here in Georgia. And then there's also a few other off-grid communities of different nationalities. You're just not going to have to look at black people. You could also look at those other nationalities like the Europeans and whatnot, the Nordics and whatnot. And they have other off-grid communities that are building up and whatnot. They are giving you data. That's what we need. Some of us lack data. We don't have the right type of data to crunch. All we need is the FAQs. We need data, so we don't make the mistakes. Certain people are making mistakes, so we don't have to make the mistakes. But we need the data. We need to crunch the data. By crunching the data, you avoid the pitfalls that you would have made if you did not crunch the data. If you didn't read the instructions, then you might make a mistake when you're assembling the toy, right? So that's the same thing when we're watching these civilizations or these communes or these communities and whatnot build up. Some of us should say to ourselves, well, shit, I'm willing to sit down and give them a $5,000 consultation fee, or I'm willing to break some bread for some data that they're gathering and whatnot. You just can't walk with your hands empty and expect somebody just going to hand you some data like that. No. This data is if this data is monetized, it should be. You know what I'm talking about? This is data that's worth millions of dollars. You got the data? All right, well, I got the email. Let's talk. Because I'm not going to talk on this show. Henceforth, I'm talking to the audience. And I'm being very careful to not talk down to anybody, because I'm definitely not going to be assuming that I'm speaking to an audience that, are not in the position or are not already doing what it is that I'm talking about. I'm under the assumption that y'all already doing this shit. You feel me? So to have about 100 acres right outside the city where you could dedicate about 20 to 30 of those acres to grow produce, right? Simple produce. I'm talking about shit that we all eat, right? Produce that we all eat. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody eat kale at this point, and some goddamn peppers. You know what I'm talking about? Oranges and mangoes, depending on, of course, if it could grow out there. But I remember being in Homestead, Florida years ago. My goodness. I drove past it was 18 acres. It was unlimited. Pure mango, strawberry. It was Mexicans that were in charge of these farms. They were hired, of course, by Europeans and other Mexicans, but this shit was lush. I'm talking about, it was so beautiful to see all of this abundance of food, right? So this is how you set up farmers markets, where you come into the city during the weekend, right? Or, they have farmers markets that pop off on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then they have the bigger farmers market that take place on the weekend. You now become part of the farmers market that's providing people who look like you, melanated people who are going to be in the cities. And I'm not going to say that they're going to be suffering, but a possibility for them to be suffering is very high, based off of them getting caught up in this whole food shortage type of thing and not being prepared. And then of course you got people who are going to be having to drop the meat diet and whatnot and get on some type of vegetarian / plant-based diet. You know what I'm talking about? In the days and times of a recession where there's going to be gas prices shortage, gas prices are rising, inflation is on the rise, food shortages and shit like that. You niggas need to be vegans. You know what I'm talking about? This is what people such as myself who have been practicing eating big meals maybe once a day. I eat 2 times a day, maybe. But I don't have to stuff my face like I used to when I had a certain type of appetites many years ago. I could survive off of 1 meal. I'm good. And if I have a steady stream of like fruits, smoothies, plants, vegetables and shit, I'm working out, I'm drinking good water, I'm smoking good. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, and I've been around some people who could cook their elbows off. You feel me? They know how to put together some goddamn plants, my nigga. I promise you. They know how to put together some healthy food that'll have your cells feeling very fulfilled and not malnourished. I'm out here in these streets. People be eating and whatnot, but they're not nourishing their bodies. So here it is, we eating all of this processed food, these starches and shit like that. We just compacting our body with all of this waste and whatnot. This shit is not breaking down and giving us no type of energy. It's actually taking more energy to break it down than it's giving us. So my thing is, it's times like this. That's why they say in these recessions and whatnot, and in these bear markets and in these down times, this is when billionaires are made. And now when we say the word billionaires, we're not just talking about billionaires in the sense of fiat and whatnot. We're not just talking about billionaires in the sense of what you have in liquid assets. We're talking about a billionaire mind state. We're talking about a billionaire type of relationship where you're like a billionaire, not just in your liquid, you're a billionaire in your spiritual bank account. You're a billionaire in the way that you think and the way that you see things. You have $1 billion worth of gain. You have a billionaire's mind state. You understand? You didn't let the adversity break you. You stood up to the challenge and you was like, you know what? I'm gonna let this shit put me in a whole new zone. I'm gonna let it get me out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone was really killing me. That was the shit that was strangling me. That was the shit that had me limited. It's not the state of the economy. The state of the economy don't got nothing to do with you. You can navigate in any motherfucking state. Don't let nobody fool you. You can navigate in any state. And the proof of that, put in, is that your people, great-grandmothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, great-great-great-grandfathers, they've been through worse times than your ass, and they made it. They made you, didn't they? They made you, didn't they? They didn't suffer like that. The fuck? So that shit is a farce. All of that shit that they be trying to sell us and whatnot, they trying to tag into your PTSD and wake up your motherfucking slave genes by way of epigenetics and whatnot. You niggas that thought that you was, they trying to tap into those genes and whatnot and have you start acting like, and have you in fear that you going back to a plantation or something. And that's never gonna happen. If your peoples during the time of the Great Depression, they was inventing shit. How about that? Your people was chilling with Cab Calloway and all white on, you know what I'm talking about, at swing clubs and fucking speakeasies, you know what I mean, with zoot suits on. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas had conks and whatnot in the 20s when it was supposed to be a Great Depression. All of their teeth was white. They was happy and they was dancing. So where the fuck was the depression on our side? And then in Harlem, they invented something called the policy bankers, which was the numbers game, where they was getting rich off of nickels and pennies, my nigga, and fucking dimes. What are you talking about? Let alone quarters. They got rich off of nickels and what? They pulled themselves out of poverty during the 20s which goes on record as the Great Depression. So if we was up during the Great Depression, what the fuck you think we're gonna be doing during the Great Recession? Stop falling for the okie doke. That don't have nothing to do with you. You know what I'm talking about? That don't got nothing to do with you. They overcharging you for some shit that they stealing from you anyway. We shouldn't even be entertaining those type of conversations. The conversations that we could entertain is how do we cut these cocksuckers off for once and for all and get our own shit and stop living off of their titties? How do we give them the biggest middle finger to make them know that we don't give a fuck and we don't need them anymore because they're defunct? They're showing you that they say the USA is a corporation, you know, not in DC is a 10-mile radius. Well, nigga, they not running the corporation right. They in big debt. They owe everybody. They not paying the plug back. You know what I'm talking about? The CEO, this nigga is like fucking Fire Marshal Bill. You know what I'm saying? He's a walking cadaver, Mr. Bernie. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's a fucking corpse. You know what I mean? He's a goddamn mannequin. The Congress is defunct. Supreme Court is retarded. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all still holding on to this corporation? You still enthrised? You still enthralled by this shit? You still mystified by this bullshit? We ain't did enough motherfucking unplugging yet, my niggas. This pimp have not dragged you through the motherfucking track long enough by your tracks, huh? To convince you that he don't love you? God damn. And I'm not, look, Kevin Samuels, the Godfather, rising power, he died of hypertension. You niggas was giving him a heart attack. He died of hypertension. You was too much. I'm not gonna fucking raise my blood pressure trying to convince no niggas to divorce this motherfucker right here. It ain't on me. You know what I'm talking about? That's not gonna be my claim to fame. Let some of these young whippersnappers, let that be their fate. It ain't gonna be my fate. I'm not wasting time trying to convince a person is being abused left and right in an abusive relationship with the corporation that the corporation is abusive. You know what I'm talking about? If they don't know at this point, then they just don't know. What I need to talk to is the motherfuckers that are out there who have enough testicular fortitude and have enough vision to be like, yo, while the going is motherfucking good, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna unplug from this bitch. I'm gonna buy me some land, or I'm gonna get some land back. Fuck buying it. I'm gonna take my shit back, and I'm gonna commence to build on this bitch. And then I'm gonna make some moves with some people around the world, my nigga. And it ain't gonna look nothing like these motherfuckers who I had to put up with for the past some odd decades of my life. Fuck them. They're terminated at this point. You know what I mean? Their contract is terminated. Unless they come to work for me. You niggas want to get in bed with these Europeans and still give them the keys to the whip. Unless they come to work for me. Huh? At a discount. Fuck out of here. I'm not setting nothing up so I could work for them ever. I'm not setting nothing up so I could sit in their lap, my niggas. If they come and work for us, maybe. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm treating them like Chinese be treating Africans. I'm hard on their ass. Pause. You know what I'm talking about? I don't need them right now. I'm good. You niggas traveled the world lately? The world is lit. The world is lit. It's bigger than white man. The world is lit. They making money hand over fist everywhere that you go. Don't fall for the motherfucking okie doke. If I got to get up out this bitch and come back and see you niggas in about 20 years, then I'm finna do that. But I'm not going to be stuck in America with the pity party and these niggas with their reactionary ambulance chasing motherfucking victimhood mentality, and niggas just hang out on social media every day looking to be victims and trauma bonding over the next who got shot today. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. The babies, I said it before, the babies are going to make you pay in the near future if you keep wasting their times playing these motherfucking egotistical pissing games, and people just playing around, wasting time, just gossiping, chatty pattying, just laying around, creeping, but not really doing what needs to be done. Not committing themselves to really anything. You know what I'm talking about? But this next 6 months will be very interesting, right? It's going to be very interesting. I'm already seeing the shifts. I'm already seeing I'm paying attention. I'm already seeing a lot of people who was out here, they done disappeared. Motherfuckers, they packed up like the boiler room and they out of here. I don't even see, it's a whole bunch of channels that just disappeared out of the blue. Because it's going to come down to who is really doing the work when it's really needed. People need answers right now. They need solutions. They need opportunities and whatnot. They need income streams. They need people to open up doors and whatnot. The tribe needs a tribe. The chaos needs some order. So shout out to everybody that are out there that's bringing order in the times of chaos and whatnot, that are showing and proving in their demonstration that they are here to bring some type of relief, whether it's relief through the information or whether it's relief through the demonstration or whether it's relief by just, offering somebody an opportunity to be a part of something. We playing our part out here in Atlanta. Shout out to the good brother Blue Pill, my good brother Malik. We're going to be opening up a lounge, right? We have a lounge in Buckhead. I've been working on this for the past 2 weeks. This shit got me tired. Okay? There's a lot of shit that goes behind opening up a lounge in a place like Buckhead. You feel me? But it's going to be a social lounge. And inside of this social lounge, we're going to be offering membership services. That's going to be coming up very soon. But inside of this lounge, we're going to be offering food, and we're also going to be offering drinks. Okay. And these drinks might not necessarily be alcoholic drinks, but you niggas don't need no alcohol right now. Not around me. You know what I'm talking about? You need some healthy drinks that taste good and make you feel good. And you need some good food. And we need to come together and have some good conversations while listening to some good music in a good environment and whatnot with good intentions. Okay? And one thing I know about my people is my people want to socialize. They don't want to sit around on their phones all day. They don't want to sit around in a house and worry all day. They don't want to sit around waiting all day. They want to get out and they want to socialize and they want to meet people. Well, maybe not all the time, because a person such as myself, I'm such a recluse. I don't want to meet people all the time. I gotta mentally prepare myself to meet people. But once I get myself gassed up and I'm in that place where I want to meet people, shit, I want to meet some people. And then when I had too much of the people, I just go and disappear and be around my family. Because I can't be around people all of the time, every day anymore. I was able to do that back in those days. But those days are long gone. You know what I'm talking about? We can't duplicate those days because those days are gone. So I'm not trying to be around a lot of people all the time, but I could be around some people sometimes. My moon sign is Aries. I could be around some people sometimes. And there's so much talent in the world, let alone in Atlanta. There's a lot of talent. There's so much talent, and that talent needs to be showcased. And that talent needs to, I want to, I don't know what they need, but I know that I want to showcase some of that talent the same way that when I came out here and I was doing Melanin Mondays live in Atlanta, for anybody who bothered to tap in when I was doing the live shows, every single show I was doing my best to showcase talent. It wasn't about me. It was about me sharing the stage and bringing people on front of that camera who y'all might not have known that time. During those times, y'all might not have never known these people. Lizzie Jeff, America Sutton, Brother Bashir, Ampool, 19 Keys, Q Butter. These are some of the names of the people that appeared on the quote unquote on the live on Melanin Monday when we was doing it live in Atlanta, right? It was lit. You know what I'm saying? I had some real fun times. That was in 2020, right? So it's like now we get to go and do it in a form where it's not a lecture. Because I was doing a lecture, Melanin Monday. We was showcasing singers, but we was also doing a lecture. But now with the lounge and whatnot that we're going to be doing in Buckhead, we don't have to necessarily have it lecture based. We may do lectures there, right? 1 or 2 times out of the month, but we're going to be doing music, food, and drinks and networking. And then we're also going to be doing some conscious connection date nights and whatnot to bring brothers and sisters out so they can meet one another finally. You know what I mean? Get out of her DMs and whatnot and present yourself. Dust your, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Dust your dreads off, bro. Get your shit retwisted and pull up on the goddess. Buy her a drink. You know? Buy her a drink. Okay? When is the opening date? We're looking at 7/22, which is Friday. We're looking at 7/22 as a soft, as one of the soft openings. The next weekend is Return of the Gods with Kateri Knowles. I have, and before I forget, on my IG page, there's a $1,000 contest for somebody to write a verse for the theme song, Return of the Gods. All right. Go on my Instagram page, Phil_Moreland, and tap into the contest. If you win the grand prize, you win $1,000, and you get to perform on stage at the Return of the Gods. The keynote speaker this year is Ayana Van Zant and the singer Londrell. Fire.
To this day.
It's gonna be fire.
To this day.
You know the ladies is coming out. That's gonna be at the Georgia Congress Center the end of July, which is the 29th and the 30th and the 31st. That is the Return of the Gods, right? So tap into that, right? And I will be in LA this weekend with RASHID. I will be in Los Angeles, right on Melrose, my geniuses. Pull up Chaotic Tattoos, Saturday and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. For the family on the East Coast, for the family around the world, we're going to be live streaming. So go to KTL University, get your tickets. Even if y'all was at the New York Masterclass, this is a whole different Masterclass, a whole different topic and whatnot. You should pull up to that as well. You know what I mean? Come and support. You feel me? So that is coming up this weekend, the 23rd and the 24th in LA. Brother Red Pill, I will be out there live streaming Brother RASHID's Masterclass, and we're going to be doing some things and whatnot. I have merch on deck along with some other stuff. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to be here all night. We're going to wrap this up in a minute. I would love to have, I'm going to bring a panel. I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to bring a panel of some people on this show, and we're going to talk about some solutions dealing with some income streams and whatnot. We're going to talk about some solutions dealing with some quote unquote opportunities that are out here. We're going to get to the bottom of some stuff and whatnot, because I'm not just going to, you know what I mean? I don't want to leave people, you know, in a place where they are feeling like, you know, there's no options and there's no solutions. I briefly just talked about, once again, buying acres outside of the cities and simply growing agriculture and food and whatnot, because that's a no-brainer. And then you hook up with the restaurants that need the fruits and the vegetables. I'm talking about all of the restaurants. They don't got to be black restaurants. I'm talking about all of the restaurants. Put that pressure down. Motherfuckers need celery. They need lettuce. They need tomatoes. They need limes. They need mint leaves. Come on now. Come on now. You're not going to be one to beg these people to feed you if they talk about food shortage and we got to ration out and nah. They feeding you niggas glizzies and processed. You're not getting no plant-based meals. So if you enjoy eating good, there's some measures that we got to take to remain eating goods, my nigga. Cause I don't want to eat burlap like I'm in Zion. I don't want to eat motherfucking slop. I don't want to eat slop. I want to eat good. Cause they're gonna poison you. So y'all should talk to y'all YouTube favorites and ask them, what are y'all doing actively and collectively? Because when you see me doing anything, I'm not doing it by myself. I'm not doing it by myself. My ego ain't that big. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna attach some other channels, some platforms, or some other people with me. I'm not just doing this shit by myself. So y'all should ask some of your YouTube favorites and your channels that you listen to and the people that you follow and whatnot, your thought leaders, what are they doing to just get to the agriculture, just to the food and facts. Facts initiative is food, art, clothing, technology, and shelter. The F in facts. What are they doing just to provide the food, just to get the food, just to have food security? Tell them to give you a 5-step plan. That's a challenge, like TikTok challenge. That should be a YouTube challenge. Find out what your leaders are preparing to do in the next 6 months. You know what I'm talking about? Because a lot of people be talking, but where's the action at? So, like I said, I ain't gonna talk y'all to death. I ain't talk. Yeah, people are raising money. Are they raising money for farmland, for agriculture, for land that produces? Because after the whole thing with the school and this, I'm like, yo, agriculture is land that produces crops. That's a sure shot. We need sure shot investments at this point, right? Agriculture, it yields back a crop. I would invest in somebody growing weed. I would invest in somebody growing watermelons. I would invest in somebody growing onions. Because I know that them shit's finna be eaten by the people. Right? We need to invest in something that's yielding the results right now. Right now. That's the conversation that I'm talking about. There's been other conversations, but it's 2022 and we're in the third quarter. What I'm saying for the next 6 months going into 2023, what are the leaders talking about investing in that can yield something for the people right now? And I'm not talking about a fucking high school and none of that other shit. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Immediately, what are they talking about? Who's raising that right now? Do we have somebody that's raising $1 million to get arms, to secure an arms deal? To go to one of those conventions and just buy 5,000 AR-15s? Yeah, we need shit like that. And the people don't even know the power of their numbers. We could do simple math at the end of the day. The people don't even know the fucking power of their numbers, and they're so willing to be divided, and they're so willing to allow people to split them up and divide them up, and they're so willing to be quote unquote, they're so willing to be so pessimistic, but they don't even know the power of their numbers. Do you know what 10,000 people could fucking do? Do you know what 20,000 people could do? Do you know what 30,000? Do you know what 100,000 people could do? And we ain't talking about doing nothing that's gonna put you in jeopardy. We ain't talking about disrespecting and dishonoring your freedom. That's a conversation that we should never have. We just talking about making one decision and pressing a fucking button. Just press a button. And you can make this shit change overnight. Real talk. Real talk. It ain't hard at all. It ain't hard to tell. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't hard to tell. So we'll continue the conversation. I would love to, like I said, I'm not just going to have it by myself. I'll have it with some more intellects and some people who could actually show and prove what's being done and what can be done. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not it's not hard. It's just, cooperation. Motherfuckers got to cooperate. There got to be some cooperation. So, yeah, with that being said, man, it's been very, 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 very good talking to y'all. We did about an hour, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody has things that they need to be doing on this Monday night and whatnot. I think Billy Carson is on Brother Rich's channel tonight. KTL University is where you could get those tickets for Brother A.A. Rashid's Masterclass. That's open to every single KTL University student. That's open to everybody that's watching. Doesn't matter where you live. The live stream will be able to broadcast, and we will be recording the Masterclass, so you'll have access to it forever. Okay. So like I said, I might have the brother pull up on a Thursday, but if not, you already know we have a video that we did on Friday a few days ago. It's in the archives. Go and check it out. All right, check it out. So yeah, man, with that being said, like I said, we're gonna continue this conversation. We just getting it going. We're gonna continue it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out, we kind of like planting the seeds, we tilling the soil and whatnot, but we definitely gonna have a facts initiative panel and conversation dealing with the current economic crisis that is taking place, or the foreshadowing of an economic crisis. Like I said, there is no crisis. You know what I'm talking about? There's only ISIS. The foreshadowing of what's to come. Okay, so we could be the saviors of our loved ones, and we could alleviate them of living in fear from being in lack. Okay, so with that being said, hit that Cash App. You know what I'm talking about? Hit that Cash App up. I appreciate everybody that's been supporting. Love and light to y'all. And yeah, let's get up. I'll see y'all on Thursday, inshallah. Third Eye Thursdays. Peace, love, and light.